Hello and welcome to Roadmap 2015. I'm Benga Ashiru. We begin today with the outcome of the primary elections of the two main rival parties for the 2015 elections, the People's Democratic Party and the All Progressives Congress. It's now official that Nigeria's former military head of state, General Muhammadu Buhari, will be slugging it out with President Goodluck Jonathan for the 2015 presidential elections. Political analysts have dubbed this as a renewal of old rivalry. Let's now take a look at the PDP's affirmation primary. At the event, President Goodluck Jonathan, while making his acceptance speech, also pronounced his Vice President Namadi Sambo, as his running mate. But bookmakers have questioned his electoral value, but perhaps the president might just be having his mind set on after the elections, when he said he is picking his tested and loyal vice. Well, that's for the PDP. For the APC, it may have to deal with the challenge of a possible Muslim ticket, but some have pointed out that the challenges of poverty and insecurity, which are the main problems staring this nation, is way beyond religion. For now, let's refresh you with a bit of how President Goodluck Jonathan won the PDP primaries unopposed, then later we'll come to see the APC's national convention.
Three major events happened at the National Convention of the People's Democratic Party. The ratification of the election of Alhaji Adamu Muazu as the chairman of the party alongside the national secretary and auditor of the party.
The PDP has set a standard.
The amendment of the party's constitution said to be in line with the dynamics of the times, and the crucial one, which is the ratification of the sole candidacy of President Goodluck Jonathan as the party's flag bearer in the 2015 presidential election. Under the watchful eyes of Senator Ken Nnamani and members of the Electoral Committee, the state delegates filed out one after the other to cast their yes or no votes, since they have one presidential aspirant. President Goodluck Jonathan and the First Lady were among the first to cast their votes from the Bayelsa State VIP stand.
At Taraba State,
Chief Tommy Kimi brought his experience to bear in the counting of the votes.
Yes, 72. Oyo State, voided vote 0, no vote 0, and yes vote is 91.
Then the announcement was obvious. President Jonathan polled all the yes votes in the arena.
Stands elected, in fact nominated as our presidential candidate.
Dr. Jonathan described it as an exercise that will consolidate on the gains of democracy and urged all to emulate the PDP.
Thank you. Thank you.
He enumerated his achievements so far and called for support to finish what he started.
We can continue to build upon the foundations we have laid so far. We can continue with our economic progress. We can continue improving our infrastructure. We can continue delivering better health care. We can continue to improve our agriculture, and we can continue to safeguard individual liberties and freedoms.
Highlight of the night was the announcement of his running mate.
For the 2015 presidential election, architect Mohammed Namadi Sambo, a loyal and tested partner, a dependable, trustworthy gentleman, and a true patriot, will be my running mate. I assure all Nigerians that this government will continue to do whatever is required to provide the security we deserve.
As the PDP is poised to run against the APC at the 2015 presidential election, what are the chances for the PDP? According to the results of the PDP convention announced by the Deputy National Chairman of the PDP convention, Ken Nnamani, it stated that President Jonathan won all the 2,672 votes at the affirmation primary. The president would be running against his old rival, General Muhammadu Buhari, who polled a total of 3,432 votes out of about 7,000 accredited delegates. For now, we would be reviewing the PDP National Convention, its strong points, the Achilles heels, that is the weak points, the President Jonathan, the weak point in which President Jonathan would need to watch out for. Then later we'll turn the searchlight on the general who is making his fourth attempt at the presidency. So what are the early warning signs? Let's now join the former Minister of Foreign Affairs and also one-time Minister of State for Energy, Mr. Henry Ajumogobia. He's been missing from the political scene from quite a while, and he made his mark when he led the United Nations delegations while he was Foreign Affairs Minister. He was also one time the leader of the OPEC delegation to Nigeria's delegation to OPEC, and he's Mr. Henry Ajumogobia. You're welcome on Roadmap 2015.
Thank you very much.
Now, you've been missing for quite some time, and people have been wondering, where are you? And in such critical times, people have felt that you would have made a difference in so many political discourse, because you come across as a man of many parts, being a lawyer, and also a politician and a diplomat. Now, the big stage is set for a renewal of old rivalry between the former military head of state of Nigeria, General Muhammadu Buhari, and PDP just affirmed the coronation of President Goodluck Jonathan as the PDP presidential candidate. So how do you see this race towards 2015 elections?
I really don't see a different outcome from what we had in 2011. I think President Jonathan's had a difficult presidency. I mean, with all the challenges and security challenges now, with the economy, with the oil price drop and so on. But I think his scorecard is quite impressive. Let's start with the size of the economy that he inherited and the size of the economy today, with the rebasing of the Nigerian economy, with 510 billion being the largest economy on the continent on his watch. People sort of discount that. Even the fact that people talk about the APC now being a viable opposition, I think President Jonathan should get the credit for the fact that he's opened the political space to allow a viable opposition. There are many countries on the continent where that doesn't happen.
Yeah, one thing he did say while making his acceptance speech that is now making headlines is his decision to pick his Vice President Namadi Sambo as his running mate. And he went further to say that is his trusted and loyal vice. Was he really thinking of winning the election, or